Starburns Audio.
Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Sklar Country, the Virus Edition, aka the Panty Pods,
aka two bros, no garden hose,
aka two Jews, no harm and kilibers,
aka one egg, four legs,
aka two guys, hush hush, eye to eye.
I like it.
Aka two men, one Afghan between them, and aka we're at my wife's office and she's working behind us with her employee. So you can wave to them, say hi.
They're going to be listening. That doesn't even
that makes no sense
register
whatsoever, and I apologize, guys. I hope you had a nice weekend. 4th of July.
Thank you, everyone who voted for us.
Yes,
if it's early in the morning, if it's before 10 a.m. on the East Coast, you can still vote for us.
Go to tournamentoflaughs.com, and vote for the two of us. Please, please, please stop this podcast right now and go vote for us a number of times, and then go listen to this because we want to move on to the next round of this thing. So excited that we had a chance to do that and be a part of it, and we just want to keep that train rolling. So thank you, and let's jump into the story.
Let's get it.
Okay?
All right. So look, we know the perception of personal injury lawyers across this nation. There's often, in my opinion, the sort of pervasive feeling that they are slimy.
Yes,
they're just out for your money.
Yep.
They are ambulance chasers. They care little for the victims they're helping. They just want to make the money, and most of that, I think, comes from the fact that they're, many of them, that's how they are. I mean, that's just a reality. And we know that because they're on TV all the time.
And kind of coming off that way. But the crazy thing is we have a couple of friends, three separate friends that are personal injury lawyers.
They are
deal
smart,
with that stuff.
They are compassionate.
They're conscientious people. And so they're anything.
One of our buddy who probably has the biggest
PI firm,
definitely in the Midwest,
maybe in the country.
He was instrumental, and his firm was very instrumental in filing a class action lawsuit that really was the basis and the spine of the lawsuit against
the opioid
pandemic. That really, in many ways, crisis that really, solidified a settlement for these people.
So they can be agents for good, is what we're saying. And our friends,
and they can also be good at their job.
Right.
They can also be assholes, though, and, because of the odds.
Right,
so,
exactly. So here's a story about a personal injury lawyers who are married to each other.
From our hometown of St. Louis.
And they are two such assholes.
So they're married to each other, and you know what they always say, the couple that pulls guns on protesters together stays together.
Well, they did it, and they went viral.
I'm sure this is not what they had in mind when they stepped out of their house with guns.
Mark and Patricia McCloskey.
Do you remember McCloskey from St. Louis as like
McCloskey and McCloskey?
Yeah, McCloskey.
I don't know. Were captured on video standing in front of their home. He was holding an AK-47.
This is now,
and she had a tiny pistol.
The funniest meme I saw of this was someone on Twitter, and I want to give credit where credit is due. I think it's the something of Steve. I forgot what it was, but the joke was. Fox News is doing to our parents what they were afraid gangster rap would do to us.
Yep.
It's turning them into straight up gangsters.
In their defense, they did not shoot anyone. Let's start by saying, thankfully, they
because
did.
If they did, then they would then have to defend the people that they shot against themselves because they're personal injury lawyers.
Maybe they're trying to drum up business. I don't know.
And then they would have really been in trouble because they're probably pretty good. So peaceful protest walks past their house in the street rather than watch through the windows inside.
Or call the police out of fear, which peaceful protest, and it's in the Central West End in St. Louis, which is a part of town where there is the residences are right next to or right close to where a lot of shops are and restaurants are and whatnot. So like
foot traffic, and it's in the heart of the city of St. Louis. It's not way out in the suburbs. This isn't like a gated community in a far off place.
You can't be surprised that there's activity outside your house, especially if you've lived in this area for a long time.
And they're big old the houses. Some of the houses are,
gorgeous, old.
There's a big park in the middle of St. Louis called Forest Park. And, these are the houses from Meet Me in St. Louis from that movie and from that time. And so, these are big, beautiful old houses, including the house that the McCloskeys live in. And yet, at the same time, it's an urban area. It's like part of the heart of the city.
Right. So McCloskeys go out on the front lawn without even wearing shoes and start pointing guns at people. That's got to feel good for them.
That's got to be great for business.
Yeah.
McCloskey and McCloskey taking aim at negligence.
McCloskey and McCloskey, we're going to shoot straight when we talk to you.
I don't know. I looked to see if they have local.
They have no local commercials?
I couldn't find it.
Damn it.
And which is such a shame because St. Louis
has the best bad local commercials ever.
We used to do it in our act. We talked about the
Becky, Queen of Carpet, Wanda, Princess of Tile, Uncle Leonard.
So Becky, Queen of Carpet would fly on a carpet underneath the arch, like a magic carpet.
Which, by the way, you're not supposed to do. Like, no aircraft is supposed to fly in between the arch.
And I do like that, like, for a portion of her flying through, she's like half the size of the arch, which is 600. Like, don't just try to make her more the size that she needs to be.
As a woman.
Right. Don't give her body dysmorphia. And then
Steve Mizrahi and Joe Farrett. Those are the best.
Steve Mizrahi was an Iranian man
with a thick St. Louis accent.
St. Louis accent.
That's already great.
And his buddy Joe Farrett. Who was...
Hey, that's Steve Mizrahi.
And his buddy Joe Farrett was drunk in the commercials. Yeah. And they would do commercials for the decent boy. We used to just do the commercial in our act. I don't even know why people thought it was funny. No jokes. Just, hey,
where's Waterbed?
Well, wow, they used to do.
Come on down this Saturday. We got Jimmy the Midget's going to be in the front giving out free 2-liter bottles of the clear Pepsi.
Hey, come on down. And like Joe Farrett always chimed in with not quite the right thing.
Yeah. Yeah, we're doing this right, Joe Farrell.
We are doing it. You could have You could have the waterbed with the headboard built right into it.
Bookcase headboard built right in for the Encyclopedia Britannica.
Yeah, so come on down to the. And he was just trying to hold on for dear life.
Whatever he'd had to drink the night before was coming.
Come on down to Wild Warehouse of Waterbed. You ain't sleeping on the water. You oughta. Unbelievable. These commercials were so good. And we met Brooke Dubbin. Brooke Dubbin was a local St. Louis guy. I hope he's still alive.
I think he's still alive.
He did Carroll House Furniture because you like nice things.
That's what it is. Like anytime there was a natural disaster,
he got excited.
Last Saturday, lightning struck my uncle while he was sitting in this love seat.
So we're slashing prices.
We took it as an opportunity to slash prices.
In 2001, the Taliban attacked our freedom.
That's why we're going to declare a war on high prices. Okay. So, look.
I wish these guys had one of those local commercials. They don't. I just couldn't find it.
I get it. When a protest comes to your front door and you're against it in every way, you're going to panic and grab your AK and step outside without your shoes on.
But here's what you could have maybe done. I'm just going to throw this out there instead of grabbing a gun and pointing at people. You could have hastily made a Black Lives Matter sign, a BLM sign, walked out on your front step and held it up as a sign of solidarity. Yeah. If a protest was walking by your house and you just held up the letters BLM on a piece of printer paper, that's all you need to do.
If you're scared.
Giant B, giant L, giant M, hold it up. Woo!
And they walk right by.
There's no way they come after you. There's no way, even if they have a violent inclination in their bones, there's no way they come after you.
Okay, there you go. All right.
I don't think that could have even.
You could have baked cookies and brought them out. That would have been nice.
You could have offered people coffee.
That's right.
You could have,
or you could have stayed in your house and not walked out on your front lawn with guns drawn.
Basically anything but what you did. And what's crazy is they didn't even put on their shoes. That's how panicked they were. They're like, it's going down right now. We don't even have time to put on shoes.
Also, to know where your gun is,
but not know where your shoes are, that tells you everything you need to know about these people.
Like their finger, I can't even imagine these two in court. Their fingers would be on the trigger ever. Like the bailiff would be like, all rise, and immediately they'd be like, objection.
So here's the deal. We cannot stress enough that these protesters were not out to get the McCloskeys.
They're peaceful.
And that they were peacefully protesting, just walking down the street.
In the city of St. Louis, not a posh suburb outside, in a city where you should expect traffic and things happening, especially in these times.
And they were walking down the street to get to the mayor, to the mayor's residence or the mayor's office. I feel like
these guys should definitely...
They should not be threatened with a deadly weapon. They should not be doing that.
But the McCloskeys, like, this shows a severe lack of judgment.
They should be disbarred. At the very least, they should be disbarred.
We're not saying they should be arrested. But by the way, several times in the thing, if you watch the video,
they're pointing their guns at each other.
They could have shot each other.
It's so easy. Like, there's no sense of responsibility. And what's so funny is that everyone on the other side against the protest claims that the protest is being so irresponsible. It's the same thing that people claimed about Colin Kaepernick before we realized that he took a very measured and very thoughtful approach to this thing. A peaceful protest it oftentimes, when you're dealing with lots of people, takes a significant amount of organization, forethought, figuring out what the point of it is, and figuring out what is. This is a movement of several people, hundreds of people, maybe
not
1,000,
destroying property,
down the street towards the mayor's residence to make a statement in the city of St. Louis. Not a threat to you, you self-involved, egotistical idiot McCloskeys.
There you go.
And they're getting burned for it, and they're becoming memes for it.
Or they could be arrested for threatening with a deadly weapon.
Which
I don't know the law. Maybe the McCloskeys know the law, but that could cause a lot of personal injury. Is all I'm saying.
It would be great if they defended the people that they threatened themselves.
McCloskey and McCloskey sounds like a show that was canceled in the 1980s.
Yes, it came on like right after Falcon and
The Falcon and the Snowman.
Yeah,
or Scarecrow and Mrs. King, or Matt Houston PI.
Well, there was another one like something.
Jake and the Fat Man, Falcon. Or not Falcon Crest, Scarecrow, Mrs. King,
and then there was like something and something like Hunter,
something and the Snowman,
Hunter and Hunter.
No,
or
all right. Anyway, all right. That's our first story. We're going to take a break. When we come back on the other side, we've got a Bass Pro Shop update.
Ooh, all right.
And I love it when we have those. So this is Sklar Brothers Country, the Virus Edition. Stay with us.
Guys, I want to talk to you about something super important, which is your mental health. My wife is a therapist, and she knows that in this time, in this quarantine, in this time of
You've
unrest,
seen it. Her business has grown.
Business has grown because people are needing that connection, that reach out. If you're quarantining alone, you need to talk to someone. If you're with your family and you're not leaving, you need to talk to someone outside of that. Look, we all have anxiety, and now the anxiety is building, and that's why we love that we have this outlet that can help you, and they're sponsoring the show, Talkspace. These guys have licensed therapists that you can text, you can send pictures to, you can send audio files, whatever, you can send a voicemail to at any hour of the day, and they will respond. And they match you up with your perfect therapist, licensed therapists who are specialists in all kinds
of like relationship stuff, anxiety, all the things we need right now, and they're amazing. And if you get paired up with someone, you can start with your therapy that day. It's such an important thing. Last month was Mental Health Awareness Month.
It should be every month at this
Every
point.
month should be Mental Health Awareness Month, especially with everything that's going on. So here's the deal right now. We want to make this easy for you.
So as a listener of this podcast, you can get $100 off your first month of Talkspace. To match with your perfect therapist, go to Talkspace.com and download the app. Make sure you use the code Sklar to get $100 off your first month, and that lets them know that we sent you, and that lets them know that you support our show. Once again, go to Talkspace.com, use the code Sklar, Sklar, and you can get the help you need and a little money off to make it easier to get started. We want you guys to have the support you need because we care about you. Hey guys, welcome back to the show. Thank you for everyone who's voted for us.
Yes.
And thank you for voting during the show if you're listening to this before 10 a.m. on Monday morning. Hopefully we advance, and if we do, we're going to be calling on you to do it all again next week.
Yep.
So we'll keep you posted on that.
Tournamentoflaughs.com. Just vote early, vote often. Here we go. You ready for this?
All right, yes.
Jay,
and go to our YouTube page and subscribe if you haven't done that.
We would appreciate that as well. Okay. And I hope you're liking the new version of these on our Instagram. We're at Sklar Brothers. Follow us. Check them out. Comment. We love to hear your comments about the show, how you engage with this show, what you like about it, and we definitely take all the feedback. All right, we're not going to come out on our lawn with guns. We're not we're not McCloskey and McCloskey here.
No, we're not anymore.
Jay, have we ever been to a Bass Pro Shop?
I think I have. I think I have been to Bass Pro Shop.
I bet there are comedy shows at Bass Pro Shops.
Oh yeah,
like minor league.
Blue collar comedy pop-up shows. Yeah.
With like near the Zebco rods and reels. How great would it be? And this is where I wish we were blue collar comedians in this instance, to get in full camouflage. Okay, face paint, everything. The helmet with
which is kind of a version of blackface, which I don't love.
True, but the helmet with the shrub on it, and you kind of just. We blend in to the mural that's painted over by like the boots or something like that, and then you really blend in, and then they announce you to come up on stage, and you just kind of come out of the wall,
and you never mention it, you never make it part of your
act.
Just do
normal, just be like, my wife is just killing me right now. It just straight comedy. I remember like
didn't we at Luna Lounge do a thing where the whole time I had a yarmulke on?
You were wearing a kippah and a Jewish head covering. And we didn't mention it at all. We did not talk about it at all. You just turned around a couple times and it was on. I think it would be better if, like, at the very end, right before we got off stage, all right, listen, guys, before we get out of here, I have to ask Jay, why are you wearing a yarmulke? This feels strange and weird.
Wait,
did you become religious without
Oh my
telling
God,
me?
I forgot. I left this on from last Saturday.
It becomes like a lecture about the end of days and how you found religion and how religion has given you a new lease on life and just how people are so close-minded. And
look, I feel a little lost.
You now feel like you're safe under the cloak of religion, and I argue that's not what really religion is for. And then you called me an armchair secularist.
Yeah, why didn't we do that?
Why didn't I do that?
That would have been funnier. That would have been better than just not.
And you're way more passionate about. I'm way more passionate about my side of the argument than you. I'm becoming even more of a anti-religious zealot, and I'm more judgmental than your stance. And it gets heated with me getting way more heated at you.
That would have been better. I don't know. We weren't that developed.
And then you take a yarmulke off and put it on my head. And so you've passed. So saying that I passed God's test. I showed the passion to be as Jewish as I want to be. And then we say goodnight.
All right, let's get back to the Bass Pro Shop.
We've been to one maybe once, and we love fishing. We've said this before. We went all the time with our dad, talked about it on this show before. There's nothing like catching a fish, I'll say that. It was fascinating.
I dreamt about catching a fish last night.
So bobbers in the water, you wait. It's patient, it's quiet, you're in nature, you're with your dad or whoever.
The second you see the bobber drop, you pull back on the line.
On the rod, and you just start and there's just something special about it. Now, some people might hate hunting, and I understand that. They might hate fishing, and I understand that.
We used to catch the fish
and give them to someone who ate the fish, and so
who needed it.
Right. So you're giving food to someone who needs it, and that felt in many ways like a good thing. So here we were enjoying the time we spent with our dad, catching food, and then giving it to someone who would then make use of it. And I know to vegetarians, fine, bad. But to us, it was special, and it was quiet, and it was great. And then on the way back home, we used to drive like 50 miles out. On the way back home, Dad would take us to some like country convenience store and allow us to get like
a Mountain Dew,
or Orange Crush in a bottle, or grape soda in a bottle, Welch's grape, and then like
Cheetos or something.
Like he would allow us to just eat the junk we wanted so badly. So like there was that treat afterwards that we could always enjoy. It was
super funny. We had to wake up so early to do it.
So we knew from like, hula poppers and Zebco rods and reels and 2-pound test lines and all this stuff. We understood all that stuff. Bought worms on the side of a road from a guy who looked like he had been up for 3 days.
Yes.
Just drinking away a marriage that went wrong. And he wanted, like, you felt like he was going to tell you all about the divorce and you just grabbed the styrofoam cup of
night crawlers.
And just give me the night crawlers, man. I really don't want to hear about why she should have stayed. Okay?
Yeah.
So we liked that the whole thing about it, there was a ritual to it, and it was cool. So, all right, this is in the days before Bass Pro Shops of this world, and they're huge. If you love fishing, you love hunting or whatnot, this is your jam, okay?
Right.
And I'm pretty sure there's probably like more than one crossbow aisle. If you're like, hey, where are the crossbows? Well, they're in aisles 7 and 8, probably someone would say, all right? It's like going to REI if you love rock climbing. They have the best stuff to get, and you're overwhelmed with joy if you're at that place, okay?
Yeah. Yes.
Well, you have to check yourself before you riggedy wreck yourself. We've said that because there are idiots that show up at Bass Pro Shops.
I'm sure.
A Louisiana man seen in a viral video swimming inside of a Bass Pro Shop Aquarium store has been arrested, according to reports.
So he was swimming in the aquarium at the store. It wasn't a Bass Pro Shop Aquarium store. There's a giant aquarium in a Bass Pro Shop
store, and he was swimming in it.
And this idiot was swimming.
Okay, so
how drunk do you have to be to get into?
You have to screw up so badly to get arrested at a Bass Pro Shop. Yeah. Do you know how many people there are teetering on the edge?
Look, I think the only way you get kicked out of a Bass Pro Shop is swimming in the aquarium or wearing a mask.
Right. Exactly. You actually have to, in my opinion, shoot people with a crossbow in the dressing room if you want to get arrested there. That's it.
So tell us about this idiot.
Or wear a mask.
Right.
And even then, they'll probably just let you off with a warning.
Right.
Unless you're wearing a mask, and then they will take you down.
Then you're done.
Kevin Wise, 26, of Slidell.
His name is Wise, and he did perhaps the most unwise thing you could do.
There's the irony. Was charged with simple criminal damage to property, a misdemeanor.
This is criminal mischief. I'm sorry.
And a Bossier City Police Department spokesperson said, what in the world did he do, you asked, Jay? We said, did he tangle up all the rods before he went in? Did he leave live bait in the fishing booth?
So,
you know what happened?
But this was part of a TikTok stunt, right? I mean,
so he went, exactly. Did he crap in the waiter pants? No.
My son loves TikTok so
kids
much.
love
I
TikTok
bet he
so
saw
much.
this. I bet he's seen this thing and thinks it's hilarious.
And what TikTok Nation did to troll Trump to like claim that they bought a bunch of tickets and then didn't buy a bunch of tickets. That's okay. I got to give it to TikTok Nation.
Yes.
That was a good one. So this was the TikTok stunt. All right. Guy went for a swim in the Bass Pro Shop fish tank. He left behind his mask and his hat. This happened at Louisiana Boardwalk located in Bossier City. So he hopped in the giant aquarium tank and started swimming. By the way, this is not Casa Bonita in Denver, a Mexican restaurant with cliff diving
and swimming. No, this is an aquarium that you don't get into.
Right, and you could do some serious damage to the
fish aquarium and the fish. Yes.
Right, and so it's reckless. This isn't a Bass Pro Shop based on recklessness. Okay?
No, they don't. They kind of hold it down at those places.
So here's what he said. This is what Wise said. I said if I get like 2,000 likes, I would jump in the tank. Wise said, according to the station. I got way more than that and didn't want to be a liar. I love that. A level of teenage George Washington honesty gripped this kid. I cannot tell. I chopped down that cherry tree.
Look, this is super important for me. I know this is going to damage these fish, but if I am deemed a liar on TikTok,
who
am I?
Honesty is my virtue. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a Nemo fish to sit on. The video posted by Treasure McGraw allegedly showed Wise swimming in the stores.
McGraw sounds like
Tug McGraw's goddaughter.
Right, who became a stripper.
Right? Treasure McGraw is what a country person calls their friend who won't go out because she's looking through all of her jewelry. Like it's pirate's booty. Like, let's go. Come on, Treasure McGraw. We got to get out of here.
Get out from under there.
We got to go line dancing.
Let's go, Treasure. We're leaving. The car's running.
Hey, Treasure McGraw's in there digging through stuff like she's out in the Pirates of the Caribbean. Wise was arrested after subsequently returning to the store. So he left, could have gotten off scot-free, but then returned to the store. That was smart.
Back in and let me get my mask and my hat.
Yeah, you don't come back to the store of a tropical fish or the scene of a tropical fish assassination.
Why was he doing that? Because he got the TikTok. That was the whole reason why he did it. Did he want to see if people were still talking about how crazy it was?
Because there's no way Bass Pro Shop is on TikTok. They're on Facebook, okay, with a lot of theories about the world.
Well, they're going to have to clean this tank. How big is the tank? So 13,000-gallon tank?
Yeah. So they're going to
clean the tank.
How much do you think that costs? $10,000?
It feels like it would cost $10,000, or at least a couple.
Even if it's just a quick fix, there's probably only one guy in town who lives in his like a houseboat,
and he doesn't have a phone, so you got to drive out to talk.
Doesn't
to him
have
about
a computer,
right?
And he just comes out, Gene. He comes out to fix the thing, and he's like, I don't know, $10,000. That's what it is,
right?
And like, there's no one else to compare.
And I only take cash. I will not take a check.
And I only take dollar bills. All right, so he drove in. Fled the store. He dove in, fled the store. Yeah, you don't look back. You just leave it.
He went back. Like, that's such a dumb part of this story. Like,
it's a two-person.
The TikTok part is dumb. The diving into the thing is dumb. Going back is the dumbest thing this guy could have done.
By the way, there's DNA on your mask. So my guess is this guy isn't in the crime system. So even if they found his DNA, it's not going to be in APHIS or APHID or whatever it is. APHIS.
He should have to clean up.
He should have to pay for the tank that he emptied. Refilled any fish that he damaged, and he should have to clean up trash from protected wetlands, in my opinion.
Okay,
that's a good punishment.
That's fair. I like that.
Maybe even put the cleanup video on TikTok.
Yeah,
you know, maybe
do that.
Maybe he could lie about how he got the thing and then have to be deemed a liar.
Yeah.
I don't know why this doesn't happen more often. And I can't believe that someone, either a shopper or like a couple, the McCloskeys or someone who were just shopping there, didn't pull a gun out and shoot him as he did it.
Yes.
Back to the comedy show at the Bass Pro Shop, and we'll get out of here. All right. Would be really cool to finish your set in full camo, right?
Step back into the wall.
And just, they say, thank you very much, good night.
Are you saying the wall right behind the stage? Like, instead of a brick wall, it's a camo wall.
No, it's a camouflage. It's a wall of like a mural.
Right.
You know, like they're just like a mural with birds and stuff that people look so beautiful. Those are the birds that people want to shoot.
Right.
So then he just like says, thank you very much, good night, and then just like backs into the wall and just sits there.
While other comics
other comics come on stage, right?
And people are like, is he still watching the show?
He's not, because like occasionally
he went to another place. He tranced out. And
occasionally
went to
his eyes just, you know, go back and forth.
All right. There you go.
That's a show, gang.
That's a show.
That's how we do.
Thank you guys for supporting this show. Tell a friend, rate and review it. It's growing, which is really cool. And let us know. Comment on our Instagram. If you don't follow us, we're at Sklars Brothers.
Stay protected. Don't get infected. And we love you guys. Stay connected. We'll see you guys later.
La-ti-da, la-ti-da-ti-da-ti-da, la-ti-da-da.